wanted to tell you guys like my take and my opinion about what's going on in the world, like the strife and everything. If you look at just take a look at what Russia's doing right now. I'm gonna tell you what it's really about, dude. This is what it's really going down in Russia, dude. There is the Western powers. That is all the democratic, free market capitalist countries. It's most of Europe, like especially Western Europe. It's the United States. And it's like Australia, New Zealand, that kind of thing. The Western powers invented a lot of the technology that we use today, okay? Most of the stuff was actually like the beginning of it was invented by the Western powers, okay? We have a monopoly on the technology. We have a monopoly on a lot of like the inputs and out, like the inputs and outputs and shit, to build these things. And we control the financial system, okay? So we have a lot of levers to pull to maintain dominance and superiority in the world, okay? China and Russia are just like they're sick of it. They can't stand it because they're like second fiddle, and they're at our mercy, okay? And the funny thing about geopolitics and what's really going on in the world is it's like a winner take all. Like you can't give your adversary even like an inch, like for example, what if Ukraine just fell very easily and Russia just stormed right in and there was no sanctions and no punishment or nothing? All that would do is embolden them, and they would think, oh, well, that was great, that worked out great, what's next, who's next? Same with China and Taiwan. We can't even give them an inch. You'd think oh, we need to all just get along, let's do some diplomacy, let's give them this, we'll give them like a little piece, we'll give them this piece over there, and then they'll give us a little piece over there. That's not even how it works. It's really like a cutthroat, winner take all, zero-sum game, dude. It's a zero-sum game. So China was 2020. Donald Trump came in, and that was the number one item on the list, dude, was China. I mean, you don't stop hearing about that. You don't stop hearing the guy talk about China, And there's a lot of things that we don't even know as just common citizens. Like, I'm a common citizen, you guys are all common citizens. So we only know what the scummy propaganda media tells us, okay? And it's not as much as you think. And they only broadcast things that they want you to like rally around and like get programmed in your head. Like, it's all programming. So there's a lot that we don't know, okay? So what I think was going on with Trump and China is Trump was putting a lot of sanctions and technological sanctions, like basically cutting off their ability to buy semiconductor chips. Trump cut Huawei, the largest state-backed phone company. They're not even a phone company, they're an everything company, dude. Huawei, they're like Apple. They're like the Apple of China. And they were doing great things, and Trump came in there and literally shut down the party. And there's a lot of things that China's pissed there's a lot of things that China is pissed at the U.S. about. It's not just one thing. So when Trump came in and started pulling levers and literally choke holding China, the bioweapon was released, dude. Okay, so in 2020, right before Trump was going for re-election, China dumped. This is literally what happened. I'm telling you what happened. China infected their own people with this nasty virus, and that was made. This is not a natural occurrence, okay? This was the nastiest fucking virus ever, dude. It's not even close to anything, you know? And we're like just getting out of this pandemic. It's been a fucking triple nightmare, dude. And I will never forget what China did. Never. I'll never forget this. This is like, this was their answer for all the pressure and the things that the Western powers are doing to them. They said, okay, you want to play rough? I have an answer for you. You know, you want to militarily back Taiwan and you want to create strife and chaos in our country? We have an answer for you. You know, you want to put a 25% tariff on our goods for no fucking reason? We have an answer for you. You know, you want to technologically chokehold and literally monopolize all the new technology? We have an answer for you. And it's a bioweapons program, and it's nasty. And it's not only like other people, like private companies and other countries can make bioweapons. And when I say bioweapon, this virus was trained on human cells, humanized mice, meaning it's a mouse that has like exact human human lungs, like human lung DNA, and it's like the same exact lung tissue of a human. And the virus was training, it was like training on this lung tissue, and that's why this thing is like perfectly transmissible. And let me tell you another thing. China's plan was to release this virus and then lock down. And the Chinese and also the other Asian countries like Japan and Korea, they have a very like collective society. They're not like America where everybody's at their throats. You know, everybody's at each other's throats in America. It's like a competition, and no one trusts anyone, and no one listens to nothing. That's how America is. China knows this. Like, China studied. And China's plan was to release this virus, destabilize, and literally destroy the West. And it almost worked, dude. Part of the job was done. Okay. But what happened is they thought they could evade this virus. Okay. And this thing mutated. It mutated out. What happened was in South Africa, there was someone with that was immunocompromised, meaning their immune system like doesn't even work, and they got infected with this virus, and the thing literally circulated in their system for like 90 days or something. I heard it was something like that. And while it was in this person in South Africa, it like mutated a bunch of times, and now it's completely unavoidable. Like all the countries, like the Asian countries that were doing like tight lockdowns and evading the virus, all they were doing is delaying the inevitable. So literally right now, China and the Asian countries are getting smacked by the monsoon wave. And we've already been like dying and getting infected, and no one's listening, and no one wears masks. You see a guy with a fucking mask like on his like nose or something. It's like hanging off his nose, you know. And I'm not even saying masks work or anything. Like, none of this really works because it's a fucking man-made virus. It's been trained on lung tissue. So this virus is like, you can't avoid it. It's just so nasty. So I started off telling you about Russia, because it's related to the China thing. I think the China thing is a way bigger of a threat, and we really gotta watch them, because they're nasty, dude. They're fucking nasty. But really, like the thing about it is, it's autocratic systems versus Western democracies. Okay, and I'm not even saying America's the best and Europe's the best and the democracy's the best. I'm just laying out the facts. They can't stand our system, and we have a monopoly on most of the technology and things. And we finally, with Trump started it. He put the pressure on China, and then that's why there's this big rumble in the world and all these things are happening. And now Russia is starting, because they basically have like a dying economy, and they got hit with COVID, and they're literally dying slowly. Like, that's what's happening to Russia. And the West is powering up, and we have all these corporations and free market capitalism, and you can't even compete with it. It's uncompetable. And basically, Putin and Russia are saying that like NATO is building up, building up bases and like building up a threat on their border. And that's true to a point, but really what it's about is Ukraine is literally leaning towards democracy, and that's kind of like in Russia's sphere of influence, and Ukraine is leaning towards a democracy, and like he can't allow that. Like that's basically like their like province almost. That's like what he thinks, and that's why this whole war is like erupting, because the Western powers cannot be competed with. We have the technology, we have the financial system, we have like a robust working force. Everybody's motivated, everybody wants to work, everybody wants to live. It's not like some dead half-ass fucking autocracy. So I just wanted to share those thoughts, because there's a lot of shit in the media, and most of it's just programming, and it's hard to decipher the truth. I'm pretty good at deciphering the truth. So I just wanted to just share that with you. It's kind of like a geopolitic overview, of what's going on, so